Welcome back to the Retro Review. I am the Bearded Geek. Joining me as always is Mikey the Freak.
What's up?
And Bebo. Bebo. All right, today we are going to be reviewing the movie Young Guns, great Western movie. Bebo, why don't you tell us a little bit about this movie?
It's about guns that aren't old.
Bang, bang.
And that's it.
And that's it, as always. No, I'm just kidding. So basically, you have a group of cowboys that are working for an Irishman named John Tunstall. And it's a merchant war in Lincoln County between basically an Irish guy and an English guy, and the English guy gets murdered by the Irish guy's gang. And it's basically the Englishman's regulators is what they call themselves, but it's that gang. Yeah, and there's but they are trying to basically get revenge. And Billy the Kid, who's one of them, they kind of get deputized and they're supposed to go after them legal like, and very quickly does not end up being legal like, because they just end up starting to kill everybody. And basically it's just them trying to take down the Irishman and his gang, but Billy the Kid is wanting to take down and actually kill the Irishman, and to him it won't be done till that happens. But it's just a good Western back and forth, a lot of gunfights, chases and stuff, and a decent soundtrack I thought in the movie as well. But that's basically what the movie is about.
Okay, cool. Mikey, why don't you tell us what you thought of the movie?
Yeah, I never watched it. No, I watched the second one. I'm so confused. I like the movie. I think Emilio Estevez's portrayal of Billy the Kid, not much really spot on. He did play the immaturity level, which is what historians always thought Billy the Kid was. He was like 17 years old, 16, 17, is very, very young. Hence the nickname the Kid. But all they wanted to do was really revenge against Tunstall, the people that killed Tunstall. But yeah, it had nothing to do with law enforcement. They just wanted to be deputized to try to bring them to justice, which is what Charlie Sheen's character really wanted the whole time. And he was kind of their voice of reason, to try to keep them together and keep them in line. And then once I can't remember what was the guy that killed him. That wasn't Kenny.
No, it was shit.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know. It was such a small part.
It wasn't a shitter.
It wasn't a shitter. But I can't.
But either
remember.
Either way, after he was killed, then it became personal, a little bit more personal than the Tunstall one, because that already started as personal, but they wanted to try to keep it legalized and wanted to see them hung. But it just came down to they basically did whatever the hell they wanted to, and they created a name for themselves as a gang, and then they shipped in the U.S. Cavalry towards the end. And then you have the great
cavalry.
Shit the cavalry. The second Back to the Future quote today.
Yeah.
So it comes down, the great Jack Palance. That was Murphy.
Amazing actor.
Yes. He's been in a lot of movies, but it comes down to him kind of trying to control the entire city and getting rid of these people and killing everyone that had ties to Tunstall so they could control Lincoln County. So it fun movie to watch. A lot of comedic little scenes throughout the movie that was funny. I know Bebo loves his peyote scene. I'll let him talk about that one too. But yeah, to see them on that, it was pretty funny. That was probably the funniest scene throughout the entire movie, I think. So Bearded Geek, tell us a little bit about what you thought.
I I thought this was just your classic Western, not
Yeah.
not like 60s, 70s Western, but a little bit more modern. I like the way it was shot. I like how dirty and grimy everything looked, like a Western should be. There was some funny spots in it, like when Billy the Kid shot the dude through his little pee hole in his pants, and then jumped out the window, landing in piss. Um, and then the bar scene where they're at the bar, and can't remember the guy's name, but he's like, "I'm gonna be the one to hunt down Billy the Kid," and Billy the Kid's there, and he's like, "Well, how will you know it's him?" Like, "Oh, he always sings a sad tune and stuff like that," and uh, Emilio Estevez starts whistling a sad song, and he's like, "Hey, I see him! He's right there!" And he points at himself in the mirror. And, it's just fun scenes like that. It was a fun movie. It had its comedy. It had its romance between Kiefer Sutherland's character and the Asian lady.
Yin.
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 The Asian lady and Yin.
How stereotypical was that?
Well, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, but yeah, it was just a good movie all the way around. Biba, do you have anything else to add?
No, I mean, it like you guys said, it's a great movie. It is one of those loosely historical based
Very loosely.
movies. But overall, it was a great movie. I thought it was a phenomenal cast. First,
the cast is amazing in this movie.
The peyote scene, I'm sorry, it's my favorite scene in the entire movie. Where they sit there, they're drinking peyote around the fire. They have no idea what the hell they're drinking, and the next morning, all you see is Doc sitting there, and he's just trying to figure out that he's a butterfly, and the China girl's his flower, and they're meant to be each other. And then you got Charlie sitting there stretching and then puking, and then it's like, this is great. This is great. And he's just like reaching out for the air and stuff. And then you got Dirty Steve, who probably was the funniest one on peyote at the beginning. He's just firing a shotgun going, did y'all see the size of that chicken? And he's just there shooting his double-barreled shotgun.
Just amazing.
And what I love about the scene is they kept coming back to him. Like he would say that, he'd shoot, and then he'd go dive into some rocks. And then you'd go to like Billy the Kid, and Billy the Kid's sitting there trying to twirl his gun and goes like that, and the gun just goes out of his hand, and he's just like,
yeah.
And then they go back, and then they go back to Dirty Steve, and he's like, you guys. And then they go to Dick, who's being played by Charlie Sheen. Yeah, no. His name is Dick in the movie. They go to him, and he's got his rifle out, and he's just like a bunch of godless heathens. And then they go back to Dirty Steve. Dirty Steve is like, did y'all see the size of that cock? GD can do. And then boom, and it jumps from one rock to another again.
Mikey's face is so red right now.
Because guys, if you have not seen this movie,
that scene alone is worth watching.
Watch that scene. It is absolutely hilarious.
And then the reason they did this, the reason why Emilio,
because it's so random,
and all of them, but the reason why Chavez ended up making them all drink peyotes because it was the least deadly way, I guess you could say, is to go through Indian territory, and that area they were going in was like having a good year for a scap.
We're in the spirit world,
asshole. They can't see us. But yeah, so they're going through the Indians, and what I love is Emilio Estevez is backwards on his horse, and he keeps knocking his head, like, hello, ma'am, and stuff like that. And they're like, hey, and Charlie's going, hey, Chavez, how come they ain't trying to kill us? And Dirty Steve, who is still the funniest one, because we're in the spirit world, asshole. They can't see us. And then Billy,
he
the
says it in
kid
the
is
most-
right backwards. He goes, "Hey, do you know we're in the spirit world?" And I'm just like, Jesus Christ! I've had to bring people out of bars that look like that. And then and it's just one of the funniest scenes in any movie, but absolutely hilarious. That scene alone, as you can tell, we all got a great laugh out of it.
Well, yeah.
And but I mean, it had a decent soundtrack as well. I thought like the scoring for it was good, but just an overall good movie. This is, you know, something I would probably recommend to everybody. But let's get down to our ratings for this.
Go ahead and give yours
Mikey.
first. Yeah. No, go ahead and give yours first. It was your
Okay, well, okay, I'll go. My rating on this, and it probably won't be this for you guys. This is one of my favorite movies, so I'm giving it a 9. Great cast, great scoring. Storyline was actually decent. You know, it kept you paying attention. It's not something that, you know, ever drifted off to a point to where you're just like, oh, fuck this, and you want to change the channel. It's something I would recommend to other people. And a lot of it for me is probably nostalgia, but I just really like the movie. So I'm giving it a 9. What about you, Mikey?
Yeah, I'm not that high. I'm not on peyote. But, I'm gonna give it a 7. It's a solid movie. I think you know, higher than, you know, middle of the road, of course. The actors were all amazing. Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez, Lou Diamond Phillips, Dermot Mulroney, Casey Siemaszko. I mean, all of them are B to C or B to A actors in this movie,
especially in that time.
Yeah, all very young. Yeah. So
they were all A actors during that time frame, because I think Lou Diamond Phillips got off of La Bamba, which was the height of his career. Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen was the Major League and Men at Work. You know, those kind of movies to where they were huge names in the 80s and 90s. Mostly I'd say early 90s, but the just the fun aspect of it. It is a great movie. I do recommend it just because of those actors being in it. Just having that reference, you know, if you're a Charlie Sheen fan, you definitely should see this movie, even though he makes it through half the movie. He still played that you know, big brother father type figure and wanted to control the entire group. The responsible, that's,
I would say more big brother than father figure.
Yeah, they were very responsible. He wanted to be very responsible and do it right. But yeah, all aspects of it, definitely recommend it. So a solid 7 for me. What about you?
I'm going to go ahead and split the difference between both of you and give it a solid 8. Everything you guys just said, man, you know, it had its laughs, it had its you know, it's shot very well. I would recommend this to almost anybody, even people who don't necessarily care for Westerns, because it's hard to do a good Western nowadays. I would definitely recommend this one.
I wouldn't classify it really like a Western. I would say it's a Western era type movie.
It's a Western.
But when I think Western, I don't think this
because
type of
you're
movie.
older. Do you think spaghetti Western?
Yes.
Yeah. You're thinking, yeah. This is a Western, not a spaghetti Western. Yeah. This isn't Gunsmoke or Ponderosa.
It could pass, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a Western.
I mean, it's not freaking, you know, Back to the Future 3 Western, but it's
that's still a Western.
Yeah.
Have you never seen a Western?
But yeah, solid 8 for me. Bebo, do you have any movie trivia?
I do have some stuff that I thought was kind of funny and some stuff that was kind of interesting. So, like virtually all movies about the events surrounding the Lincoln County War, John Tunstall is depicted as an older, sophisticated man in the movie. Tunstall was actually only 24 when he was murdered. Younger than most of the regulators. Josiah Doc Scurlock, who was played by Kiefer Sutherland in this film, was actually 31 at the time of Tunstall's murder. Dick, Brewer was only 27. um, Jesus, you're simple, dude. Only 20-year-old Billy only 20-year-old Billy the Kid was actually younger than Tunstall. So I thought that was kind of a little bit of interesting.
Very young, yeah.
In the final battle on a day he wasn't shooting, Emilio Estevez dressed as a bad guy and fought along with them in the final battle. So he was actually dressed as a bad guy and was actually firing on them and stuff.
Like in the movie itself?
Yeah.
Like, you don't catch him on camera?
I don't know. It just says that he was dressed as a bad guy and fought along with them.
Well, now I got to rewatch it to try to see if I can see him.
See if you can find him. He was so they were firing on the house?
I believe so.
Oh, okay.
Emilio Estevez was very depressed throughout the shoot because he had recently broken up with his girlfriend. One night, Lou Diamond Phillips decided to play a prank on him in an effort to cheer him up and had the wardrobe department put makeup on a sheep, dress it up, and put it in Emilio's dressing room.
That's hilarious.
And the last little thing that was just kind of a behind the scenes type of trivia thing is at night the actors would actually get together to play music and sing, and when they were drunk they'd make Lou Diamond Phillips sing La Bamba as he had just played Richie Valens.
I love it.
So that's just a few things, but there's other things you guys can go online and check out as well.
Nice.
Well, I did check out some movie memorabilia. However, a lot of what I found was like just posters and autographs on items, and that's not really what I like to put on this episode. So I do not really have anything for movie memorabilia. So how about some related reels?
Yeah. So a huge cast of characters.
You got a plethora to choose from on this.
Yeah. I have every character on here, every actor. No, I'm kidding. I did pick,
Fuck, this is gonna be a long episode.
So, well, we've done Charlie Sheen before. So I didn't really go
Dick?
with this. Dick. I am not saying I've done Dick before. So
you like peanuts?
I was hoping
we got a picture that proves differently.
I was hoping he would spit that out on camera. I was trying. All right. I'm going with Emilio Estevez. So actually Charlie Sheen's real brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the first one is, The Breakfast Club. Everybody knows him in The Breakfast Club. One of my favorite movies, Free Jack. I love Free Jack.
Great movie. I think we mentioned that on here before too.
Well, yes, yep. And then with him and Charlie Sheen together for Men at Work, I mentioned that earlier in the podcast. That's a funny.
It's a funny little comedy that most people haven't heard of, but it is a good movie.
It's a very good movie. And another one that he's with Samuel L. Jackson on a comedy, which you might have seen, National Lampoon's Loaded Weapon.
Oh, that's right.
I love that movie. It's so hilarious, guys. For an A+ character or actors to be in a comedy parody like that, it's on that Scary Movie parody level. It's that funny.
Yes.
Yeah. Which they, basically Lethal Weapon, they parody the 80s, 90s stuff. So I picked Dermot Mulroney. So Dermot Mulroney, which was Dirty Steve.
No Mighty Ducks?
No, I'm not a Mighty Ducks fan, but yes, good job, Bearded Geek. He wasn't Mighty Ducks. I just didn't put it down here. He's been in so many different movies. I didn't put that one on here.
I'm sorry. That was the equivalent of you calling him a retard. And then he just went with it. Yeah.
That's why I did it.
He said Mighty Ducks.
Right. Good job. Good job.
Mighty Ducks 2. He was in Mighty Ducks 2.
You're a flying V.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, moving along. Dermot Mulroney. Like I said, Dirty Steve. He's in a show. He did a lot of shows. The only movie that I really liked him in was My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts. Was actually a good movie.
That's the one I thought you were going to say. So.
Which one?
No. That's the one I thought you were going to say for him. I was like, he's about to say My Best Friend's Wedding.
That's the only one that I really remember him in, and it was a good movie.
Yeah.
But the shows he's been in, he was in the USA's The Purge. which I love the Purge series.
Mhm.
Every single one that's been out, even the recent one's been good. The Forever Purge, that one was pretty good. So he's in the Purge series. He was in the Righteous Gemstones on HBO Max. Hey guys, if you if you haven't seen that show, it's hilarious. And then he was in Prodigal Son, which actually just got canceled after 2 seasons, which it was very, very good. Which also Lou Diamond Phillips is in Prodigal Son with Dermot Mulroney, so they kind of tied back in together after 20 years. And then I picked Terrence Stamp. So Terrence Stamp played John Tunstall. So Terrence Stamp has been in so many movies, and I mean it's popular movies, movies that are just downright amazing to watch. So to kind of give you Terrence Stamp, The Adjustment Bureau with Matt Damon. If you've ever seen The Adjustment Bureau, that's a very good movie as well. He was in Smallville as
Voice of Jor-El.
Yep. And then basically also with the ties from Superman as General Zod.
Yep.
Mhm.
So he was in Superman. He was in a movie Wanted with Angelina Jolie.
That's right. I forgot he was in that towards the end.
He is in The Haunted Mansion, which was the Eddie Murphy one. It was a good movie for Disney.
That right there pretty much shows his range, dude. Like he was in everything.
Exactly.
You could almost stop there, yeah.
And he was also in Star Wars Episode 1 as Chancellor Valorum. So he's been in so many different ranges of movies. And then you see his face everywhere. So that's all I got. Great actor, by the way. So, but yeah, that's all I got.
Steve, just one I just wanted to mention that for Dirty Steve there. He was in The Thing Called Love, which is kind of like a dramedy in a way, but it has Samantha Mathis in it, who was in the one that we had just done.
Up the volume.
Yeah, she was in that, and Joaquin Phoenix was actually in this one with them as well. So just thought I mention that. It's probably also the first movie I ever saw Sandra Bullock in too. So,
all right, well, now we get to pick the winner for the Jurassic Park item.
Yeah,
yay!
The Jurassic Park. We do have the winners right here. I have them in my phone. Okay, I'm going to pick winner, and the winner is Barbara Well.
Congratulations, Barbara.
Congratulations,
Barbara.
You win. You win yourself your very own
Sexy Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, my head's not
Sexy Jeff Goldblum.
But what the Bearded Geek's going to do is he's going to print out a copy of my face and put it on there like the episodes.
Yeah. All right, guys. Remember, please do all the YouTuber things. Give us a good old thumb in, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought of the movie. Leave a comment down below. What, man?
It wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Oh, okay.
You're good. You're good. Finish the sign off. You're fine. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm from right there. We're gonna go ahead and end it. So for Mikey the Freaking Bebo, I am the Bearded Geek saying keep it retro, everybody.
Peace.
See ya.
Peace.